Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adelia Puspita, and right now I will explain and pay attention about syntax project in the project midterm. So, we're gonna talk about part of speech and diagram in the syntax. The first, we're gonna talk about introduction. What is syntax? Syntax is the study of how words are combined to perform sentence, and then understanding part of speech and diagramming sentence can help us analyze and create effective sentence. So we're gonna talk about what is part of speech. Part of speech is can defined as a word that perform different role in a sentence. Some part of speech can perform the function of other parts of speech too. And the next is about tree diagram. Tree diagram use symbol to represent the hierarchical structure of phrase and the sentence with a row and bracket indicating constitute part of common symbol include S and P and VP and V and PP. Example like of tree diagram are provided to illustration represent syntax relationship in a sentence. So the next we're gonna talk about type of parts of speech. The first is it the nouns. Noun is a word that refers to people, place, thing, or idea. And the next is verb. Verb is a word that express action or state of being. And the next is adjective. Adjective is a word that modify or describe noun or pronouns. And the next is about adverb. Adverb is word that modify or describe verb, adjective, or other adverb. And the next is pronoun. Pronoun is word that replace noun in a sentence. And the next is preposition. Preposition is like word that show relationship between word or phrase. And the next is conjunction. Conjunction is like word that connect word, phrase, or clause. And the next is interjection. Interjection is a word that express emotion or feeling. So we're gonna next to the talk about diagramming tools. So diagramming tools is they have a tree diagram. It's like a type of diagram that show the hierarchical structure of a sentence. And then we have a dependency diagram. This is like a type of diagram that show the relationship between word in a sentence. So we're gonna next to the process structure grammar. Uh, Process structure grammar is a group of words that function together as a unit rules that govern how phrases are performed. A sentence diagram showing the process structure of a simple sentence, and then rule for determining the structure of phrase generate a lot of sentence for a small number of rules, and the structure of phrase will consist of one or more constituents in a certain order. So, for example, like call the instructor. Call the instructor in here. They we call it as a verb phrase because they have a verb with determinant and the nouns. Verb is in the call and determinant in the and the instructor as a noun. And the next is a friend. A friend in here, they being a noun phrase because they have a determinant and the nouns. Determinant is like in the A and nouns as a friend. Okay, so they call it a noun phrase. So next we're gonna talk about clause structure. So in the clause structure, they have a two. The first is about independent clause. Independent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. So they hadn't need another clause. They cannot doing alone. And the next is dependent clause. So the dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone and must be connected to independent clause. Like for example, like a sentence diagram showing the clause structure of a complex sentence. So, in the conclusion is you can understanding part of speech and diagramming sentence is essential for analyzing and creating effective sentence. By using diagramming tools and technique, we can improve our understanding of sentence structure and create more effective sentence. And the next, we're gonna talk about some of sentence and then what is in the tree diagram. Okay, the first sentence is the book that was recommended by the professor has been borrowed by several students. So in here, they have a subject in the new press and the and verb press. So in the new press, they have in the book as a new press, and then the was recommended as a conjunction in the verb press, and then in the auxiliary, they have a has been borrowed, and then in the uh, uh, paper they have a by several student, and then they have a determinant uh, in the. So next we're gonna talk about the second sentence. It's all about although the match was delayed due to rain, the player continued the warm up routine. So in here they have a subordinate clause and main clause. So in the subordinate clause, they have a subordinating conjunction. In here they have a although as a subordinating conjunction, and then they have a non press and for press too in the body note clause, like a non press in the was delay as a non press, and then due to rain as a verb press. So next we're gonna talk about in the main clause. In the main clause they have a non press and non press. So non press in here they have a verb press as a continue, and the noun press again they have a verb as a in the player and the warm up routine. Okay, next in the third sentence, this is all about the new regulation were announced by the government after economy shows sign of instability. So in here they have a main clause as a subject and predicate. Okay, in the subject they have a verb passive and verb. Okay, verb passive in here they will be announced and by the government, and the verb they have a announced and after. So in the predicate, they have an adverbial clause as a time, and in the adverbial clause, they have a two like a subject and cause. So in here, the cause they have a the economy and the show, and then the cause again they have a like object as a professional phrase, like of instability as a professional phrase. So the next is all about the man who was arrested last night. Last night had been hiding in the abandoned warehouse for weeks. So in here they have a subject and predicate again. In the subject, the man they have a being the subject, and then the man who was arrested last night, like who arrested last night, is a in an abandoned warehouse for weeks. And in the relatively close they have a like had been hiding, and as a predicate they have a verb prep and prepositional press, and verb press they have an auxiliary verb as a subject, and they have a main verb in the hiding. So in the prepositional press they have an object and adverbial like a preposition like in the duration, like for week is a prepositional first. Okay, the last is about the big girl saw a laser with a lovable panda candy. So in here they have a sentence, and then they have a subject and predicate. Subject in here like the as a determinant, and big as a subject, and saw as an adjective. And in the predicate they have a direct object and prepositional first. Prepositional first they have like determinant like been, and then prepositional first like a lovable, and then adverbial first like recently itu as a adverbial first in the time. So I think it's enough for me for presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.